This thing we do so make me wonder where I go sit and I will ponder. Will this love go take us under? We should be roaring like a, we should be roaring like a thunder. We should be roaring like a thunder. We should be roaring thunder roar, thunder roar, thunder roar, roaring. We should be roaring like a thunder. Nothing to say, opposites attract to. You be like this, I do like that too. What thing you want, no need to ask to. I get it for you, matter of facto. For what thing you want, go spoil it. You want go spoil it. For what thing you want, go spoil it. You want go spoil it. For what thing you want, go spoil it. You want go spoil it. For what thing you want, go spoil it. We should be roaring like a thunder. We should be roaring like a thunder. We should be roaring thunder roar, thunder roar, thunder roar, roaring. We should be roaring like a thunder. This should be us, oh baby. Oh baby, we don't need no fuss, oh baby. Oh baby, love is on my soul, baby. Oh baby, we don't need no fuss, oh. Oh baby, 14 you won't go spoil it. You won't go spoil it. 14 you won't go spoil it. You won't go spoil it. 14 you won't go spoil it. You won't go spoil it. 14 you won't go spoil it. We should be roaring like a thunder. We should be roaring like a thunder. We should be roaring thunder roar, thunder roar, thunder roar, roaring. We should be roaring like a thunder. We should be roaring like a thunder. We should be roaring thunder roar, thunder roar, thunder roar, roaring. We should be roaring like a thunder. The thing we do so make me wonder where I go sit and I will ponder. Will this love go take us under? We should be roaring like a thunder.
Good evening. Hello, everybody. Welcome to this very special edition of GBC. Okay, there we go. The light was a little bit too much in my face. Hello, everybody. Welcome. I hope that you can share this podcast tonight. We have something very important about Liberia that we're going to be talking about, something that should interest you a lot, something that we're going to be talking about that will require your support. But most of all, because I'm a Liberian, everything Liberia first, everything that is about Liberia concerns me. I'm interested in everything Liberia. So that's why we're here this evening. We're going to be talking to Liberian women who are in the forefront of surfing. When I say the surfing, it sounds so high fetched for me because I'm sportless. I don't even like water. So I like water if I just sit there, but don't have to get in it, swim or anything. But anyway, it's not about me tonight. Liberia as a whole will be making history soon. Some information I found out about Liberia that I reached out to the team so that we all can hear about it together and learn about it. I'm going to bring our guests on tonight, and please share the show, share the podcast. We have some very important Liberian women, big women here tonight. Yeah, please share this podcast. Like and that small person are coming to go interview here. That's two big hell of people. So please share. We're going to be talking about surfing. We're going to be talking about what it means for Liberia, what history Liberia is going to make, and how we can partner with the surfing team in Liberia to make this great. So I'm going to bring our first guest on, Representative. Hello, Naquetta.
Hi there, Glendy. How are you?
I
Good
am good.
evening.
Welcome.
Yes, good evening. It's good to see you.
You too. Welcome. Thank you for agreeing. Let me bring Dr. Clarice Ford Kula on also first.
Hi.
Welcome, Doc.
Thank you.
Thank
How
you.
are
I
you?
feel I feel like a very important woman tonight, talking to
You
two
are.
of you beautiful Liberian and empires. But I wanted to say that and in all fairness, sometimes it's difficult to be able to connect with people of certain high caliber. I want to affirm here with our representative here, Naquetta Riggs. I am telling you, this woman is so humble,
Mhm.
extremely humble. I think that's a plus. Sometimes I want to reach out to people to ask them for interview or ask them for other stuff, and some people I reach out to, they just ignore me, don't answer my text. But I want to appreciate you tonight that despite your status in the American society or Liberian society, anytime I've reached out to you, you've been able to answer right. That just shows how humble you are, and we want to appreciate you for that.
Thank you. Thank you,
Thank you.
Glendy.
All
It's
right.
Mm.
So
yes.
just before we start, for those of our audience who may be watching who don't know who you are, I want you to tell us a little bit about, we're not here on your political side, but at least, I mean, we have an important guest like you on our platform. Want you to tell us a little bit about you first, Naquetta, and we'll go to Dr. Kula, and then we'll talk about surfing, Liberia and surfing 2024.
Liberia and Surfing 2024. Thank you,
Yes.
Glendy, for having me. My name is State Representative Naquetta Riggs, and I represent House District 40 in the Colorado General Assembly. I'm in my fourth year as a state legislator, and it's been, a joy to be able to serve my community as an immigrant here in a very, is a diverse county, but Colorado as a whole has about a 4% Black population. So being there and being the first African immigrant elected into the Colorado State House, and then also making history as the first Liberian woman to be elected to any state legislator in the country, it's just been a joy and an honor. And a lot of the work that we do has to do with solving issues for communities, making people's lives better. This session, I'm working on junk fees, consumer protection type bills that are going to impact people when they buy products, services, and in Colorado. I'm also doing stuff around foreclosures. There's a lot of injustice within the system. If you live in a homeowner, HOA, community homeowner association. And so we're trying to change those laws to make them more balanced. But then, I've worked on stuff with immigration or towing of your car. People's cars were being towed a couple of years ago. Anytime they park, people could just pick up their cars. We did some work to put in more consumer protections in the law to give people, a way of going to defend themselves against the tow truck companies who were just making a whole lot of money off their backs. But, I grew up in Liberia. I left Liberia in 1980 when, after the first military coup there, my family escaped because my mom's fiance was held at gunpoint. He was one of the 13 ministers that was shot on the beach, by the firing squad. And so we, that happened in April. Wow. What is it, like 44 years ago now? I guess we just had April 12th, when the first that coup, the anniversary of the coup. But yeah, so my family left, and We took refuge. My mom's fiance, like I said, was shot on the beach. Within 2 months of that incident, we had to flee our homes. Well, we fled our homes because right after the soldiers came and took him from our house, a few days later, they lined him up along with 12 other ministers and shot him by firing squad. We
Hmm.
were very, very afraid after they took him from there. My mom was not taken just by the grace of God because they had dragged both of them out of our house into our driveway, but then they threw him in the back of the truck. And then they left my mom standing there. We knew that the soldiers would probably come back very quickly. So we packed up one suitcase apiece and we left. And so by June of that year, we had come to the States. We had some family here. We ended up in Colorado in August of 1980. And, I've been fortunate to grow up here, go to college. I have an undergraduate degree in accounting. I have my master's of business administration degree. I also have some training at Harvard. So I've been blessed to live a pretty great American dream, that keeps growing and keeps, changing, evolving. But I'm also now the president of the surf club in Monrovia, and I got involved in that in 2018. So I've been the president of the Liberian Surfing Association since 2018. We are a registered organization, members of the International Surfing Association, which is the international body that governs surfing. We're also members of the Liberian National Olympics. So, we are certified, we're part of the Olympics, and our dream is to have a surfer, one of our own Liberian surfers, participate in one of these Olympic Games. We have male and female surfers, but I won't go into all of that. I know you have specific questions, but that's kind of how I made the connection, just hearing about that we had surfers. I was very fascinated about it. I was like, really? And then I found out that we were like one of the top 5 destinations when it comes to surfing.
Oh,
And
wow.
our sport. Yeah, we are. And so me and another one of our partners who she might be here tonight, Hester Baker, went up there because I was fascinated with female surfers. There was a female surfer in 2018 that we went to go find. Her name, Esther Tie. And Esther was the female. I was like, oh my God, this is so great. And so that's how I got all involved in surfing.
So thank you. Let me just add our 4th person here. Hello, Robina. Welcome.
Hi guys,
Yes.
where I am.
You're in Miami, so we know. So Dr. Kula, you want to introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about you?
Okay, well, I'm Dr. Kula. I think I've been on your show once or twice before. Well, of course, I'm into education. I'm into filmmaking. I'm into tourism. I'm into giving back to Liberia. I do have education degrees, all the way up to a doctorate. Just like Naquetta, I came here as a kid. Spent my entire life here. Went to school, all that good stuff. I remember being in high school. We went back to Liberia right before the Civil War, and then came back here. Then I did all of my college work here, and started working. And then I stopped working, started doing business, and I've been in business for myself ever since, which is amazing because it allows me an opportunity to travel back and forth to Liberia and be a part of what is going on in Liberia. And recently, a couple of years ago, Naquetta told me about this surfing thing, and I too had read some articles previously, and I knew surfing was there. I knew all that good stuff, but when she mentioned a few years back she was the president of the surfing club, we started talking more and more about surfing in Liberia, what that could look like, and all that good stuff. So when this opportunity came, we were like, "Oh yeah, we're definitely doing this." So yeah, just glad to be able for us to really look at what surfing is in 2024 for Liberia and what it means for tourism as a whole.
Thank you. Robina, you want to introduce yourself? Is she frozen?
Oh no,
Oh,
again.
goodness.
Okay, so let's start from one of the things I'll tell you. I don't know what I was doing, and I saw somebody. I think Robina is still frozen.
Mm-hmm.
I saw somebody share that Liberia is the 10th best destined and area of destination for surfing. And it interested me, and I posted a question asking, is this true? And it seemed like a lot of the people who were on there, they knew about it. Let me remove a lot of the people on there. They knew about it, and I didn't know anything about it. So that is how I connected with Representative Riggs to say, is this true? Is this really true that we are number 10? We're in the top 10 destinations for surfing in the world or Africa or wherever it is. The fact that we're amongst the first 10 just wowed me. And then I saw the post about the competition that's coming up soon. So that's where we are today. And I was also very intrigued to learn that you've been the president of the Surfing Association in Liberia since 2018. 2018. So tell us a little bit about this association. Tell us if they've been a part of any competition, and then we'll talk about what we're going into coming in May.
Okay. Yeah. And so, yeah, Glendy, absolutely. Robertsport has been recognized by BBC, Reuters, CNN, and all of the big names as one of the top surfing destinations in the world, a hidden gem. I mean, it has beautiful breaks, the way how our waves come in. And so for in surfing language, that means that the waves are like the perfect waves. It's funny. I was listening to something on NPR, which is the National Public Radio, one day, and they said that Robertsport was second only to some place in Australia when it came to surfing. So we, have been recognized all over the place in Robertsport. And the history of surfing started, way back, I guess, from the 70s, where, Peace Corps and people were always surfing up there. The locals took it up because they saw, the tourists and people come, and they were on the waters. And some of them left boards behind as they were leaving. But, the story is that one local surfer, one of our most renowned surfers, carved out his own surfboard out of wood and started, surfing. And so that was how some of that got started. But yeah, Robertsport is a destination. Then when the war came in the 80s and in the 90s, the war that displaced so many people, people stopped going there as much, but now people are still going. And, Robertsport is about 3.5 hours out of Monrovia. So getting there is not as easy, but, it takes a while to get back and forth. But it certainly is a great destination. And we are so excited about this African surf tour, and the Liberian Surfing Association is hosting it. Liberian Surfing Association, like I said, I got involved in 2018. It's been around, but at the time it was not recognized by the Olympic organization in Liberia or the ISA. And so we did the work there to try to get this going. And now we are recognized by the International Surfing Association, which is the governing body that governs surfing in the world. And then we're also part of the Olympics. So that is going to allow our surfers to participate in Olympic Games. And surfing as a sport has been recognized by the Olympics for several years now. I want to say within the last 5+ years. So it's something that our guys are also recognized by our Ministry of Youth and Sports. And we try to work to ensure that surfing is a culture. Ultimately, we would like to get school-age kids to the beach and start getting them on boards, at 4, 5, 6 years old, because once they start doing that, we know that's how people grow up, love the sport, and they pass it down to their kids. But everybody and anybody can enjoy surfing. A lot of our top surfers are surfing coaches, so they give lessons. We have one surfer in Monrovia, Morris, who was like the surfing champion from last year. And he is he teaches surfing on the beaches in Morovia. There are several.
When you say surfing champion, you're talking about surfing champion in Liberia?
Yes. So basically, you asked about competitions. And yes, every year we have at least one national competition, and we have our surfers come all the way from Harper, from Robertsport, wherever they are, whether that's Grand Bassa or Morovia. They all compete against each other, and they pick a junior champion, and male or female, and then the a best male surfer or and best female surfer. So they compete for prizes. So we do that. Mm-hmm.
That's amazing. So we have Rabina. Let me let Rabina speak quickly and say what her role is, since we know that she's in Miami now, moving to Manhattan.
Right when I was about to say something, they switched. So LEC came on and they didn't warn me and we switched. But anyways, I am Robina and I'm excited about surfing now. That's a new thing for me.
Yeah.
But I've known these happy ladies for a little while now, and I realized that we have a lot in common. We like new stuff, and we like trying out new stuff. And I got the call from Representative Ricks 2 weeks ago. Rabina, I got something going on, And when she calls, it's something exciting. And she said, the Africa surfing tournament is going to be in Liberia. I'm like, okay, surfing. And so I put two and two together. And she's like, and Clarice is on her way down to you. I'm like, oh, okay. So anyways, so since we believe in working in an ad hoc position, the first thing I started thinking about was, oh my God, this will be great for Liberia. Yeah. So my mind is going now, yes, investors, tourism, job opportunities, and on and on and on. So anyways, for the last, 7 days, we've been tracking it. And these ladies, I can't believe that, no, I do believe, not I can't, I do believe. Because when she said, and I said, oh my God, the time. And I was like, no, we're not going to think about the time. We're just going to do. So right now we're just doing. And we're not going to stop. Because what? We like to deliver. So we're putting our strengths together along with the Liberian community, the entire country, to make sure that this happens, because this is big. This is way bigger than we can ever think about. So I'm excited to be on this team. We're on the ground and we're going to continue working until it's done.
Yep.
Thank you. Yeah. Dr. Kulo, you want to tell us about your role with the surfing? And let me just ask, have any one of you done surfing? Or you just...
Well, okay.
I did see Representative Ricks holding the boards.
So funny story. As a kid, I used to love to go to the beach, do this, do that, and something happened that stopped me from going to the beach. So I don't really fool around with water too much. And I've had many opportunities to scuba dive, surf, do all these things, but I always shy away from it. So a few years ago when I was in Liberia, was the very first time I took a surfing lesson. And I took it with the kids in Robertsport. Can you imagine? My first ever surfing lesson in my life. And I took it with kids in Robertsport. And I wasn't afraid. I was a little afraid, but not too afraid. And they were like, oh, you do this and you do that. It was the coolest thing to have. And these were little kids. They're like 14 years old teaching me how to surf in Robertsport. So that's another thing people don't know about Robertsport. The kids there, they do give surfing lessons. So Ms. Glendy, if you come to Robertsport, since you don't know how to surf, they will teach you. And they have this joy on their faces as they're teaching you. And so I've always wanted to just continue to be a part of that. And that's why this is so important to me. When we're planning some activities, I told Representative Ricks, I said, we need to have some kids do a little showing for the people so they can see what Robertsport kids have to offer, because I saw that in them and I saw the joy on their faces. And, it lets us believe that, hey, If they're doing this right now, the age of 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, imagine what they could be doing in 10 years down the road when we put some money behind them, when we put some time and energy behind them. And like Representative Riggs is helping us bring our little surfing tournament to Liberia. Who knows? We may have the next Olympian from these games. So that's my little story about surfing.
Yeah. I'll tell you, I think it's something new, like Robina said, but I think it's something that's worth catching every Liberian interest. We need to pay attention to this because you never know. I like to talk a little bit about, we didn't even know. I mean, for a long time, Liberia has probably been nowhere in the sports arena except for the fact that 2 or 3 years ago, we had Emmanuel Matadi, Ebony, and those people in track and field come up. But if everything more or less as it relates to sports has just been dormant with the fact that we only had a soccer team going back and forth. So this is new, and this should be interesting for the young people in Liberia. So, so kudos for taking on this. Let's talk now about the competition that's coming in, 3 weeks?
3 weeks. Oh my God! Don't say 3 weeks.
Don't say 3.
I mean,
we like to look at it as 5 or 6 weeks.
5 weeks. 5 weeks in May. It's May. Yeah, May 25th, right? Is it
23rd?
23rd to the 28th. 23rd to the 28th. Okay.
Yes.
Let's talk about the competition.
Okay, so it's a 6-day competition, and we are working with the African Surfing Confederation, which is a body that looks at surfing across Africa. They are certified by the International Surfing Association, and they are the ones who are managing all of our surfers. And the beauty of this organization is that once people compete in these tours that will happen in Liberia, there's going to be 6 people selected after the tours. In Liberia, on the 23rd, we'll have 60 athletes, 60 world-class athletes. 10 of them are going to be Liberian because we are the host country, but then 50 will come from at least 12 different African countries, from Morocco, Sao Tome, Ivory Coast,
South Africa,
Ghana, all of these, they will all be there, and they will be competing. We also have a whole team coming from the African Surfing Confederation. These are the people, and they are a multinational team that represent, African Surfing Confederation. There's the guy who started this is somebody by the name of Umar Cie, and Umar Cie is known as the Black Surfer. He is from Senegal, so he's a world-class, athlete who has been awarded and has won many tournaments and things. So he's running this. So it's big for Africa. And then the fact that Liberia has been selected, right, as the first stop on this tour.
Can you imagine?
Yes, we're thrilled beyond words. It's such an honor. We get to showcase the amazing robber sport. We get to showcase our culture. Is also a
you gotta showcase cassava leaf too.
Cassava leaf. My favorite poodle. So I mean, so we're gonna do that. We're gonna have our vibe script up there. One of the comments that came in said we need to get Tifa. Tifa can do
Telfa
to do a bi script uniform for our surfers.
That would be so amazing. You should connect. See if you can connect with him. I'm pretty sure he will want to do that because I think he's done such a great job with the athletes, the track athletes, for them in the uniform. I'm pretty sure he would do that.
But Glenn, do you have a connection? You can help us connect with him.
What I would do is I'll share the coach number with you.
Yes, please do.
I'll share it with you, and then you can connect with him, and then he can directly
There you
connect you
go.
with
So
telephone.
far, you see?
Yeah,
I think
that
that would
that'd
be
be
great.
Oh,
yeah. I hope that comes true. That would be amazing. Anyway, so
Yes.
yeah.
back to the surfing thing. So these guys are going to be competing for 6 days. We have a musical festival. We've already asked Teddy Rye if he would come down. He's waiting to get down there. Also, some other local artists. We're going to have cultural troops, from Grand Kipmont County, doing their thing. We're going to have arts and craft. We're going to be on the beautiful beaches, of Robertsport. And, there's also now, not only ocean, Robertsport has Lake Piso. So we're going to have tours of the whole, Robertsport.
Mm-hmm.
We also
Yep.
have like a nice little hike of forest there that has, where people can do hikes. So we
Yeah.
have tours set up in between the competition,
Right.
that in things for people to do.
And we have activities too. Yeah. Lots of
Yeah,
activities.
lots of activities. And I mean,
Bonfires at night. Pretty cool.
yes,
Yeah.
Yeah.
people will be selling their drinks. We already have
Yes.
one lady approach us and she wants to
Well,
do what? Yeah,
I think the
oh yeah,
tiki bars, they're gonna have
yeah,
a
the tiki
certain,
bars. Yeah,
Yep.
she said she has some keen juice drinks
Tea
or
juice.
something that
Yes.
she wants
yeah.
to to do. So it should be really, really fun and exciting. And what we're seeing for this is it's going to bring so many people. So it's going to drive, economic development there, and people get to see it. People will be spending money, to eat, to stay in lodging, spending money for arts and craft. It's just going to be just a catalyst, we believe, for more development to come into Grand Kipmount. And ultimately, that's what we wanted to be. We wanted to be a vacation spot. Hey, I'm going to Robertsport and, hopefully get an airport, so many things will kick off from there. And I mean, this could rival the Essence Music Festival where you have all these different artists, but now you got this surfing element, So it's going to be grand. We are too beyond thrilled to be
Yes.
hosting the African Surf Tour in May. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then Ms. Glandy, if I may, the way things have come together, we're very pleased. And of course, we want to say thank you to the government of Liberia as well, because they're backing us on this. It's one thing, when you want to do something. It's another thing when you can talk to the government and they're like, okay, this is a great idea. It falls in line with the rest. So it worked out perfectly. And then dealing with the ministers at Youth and Sports, at
Mika.
Minister Jerolimic Pia, also Minister Cole Bangaloo at what is it? Youth
Youth
and
and Sports.
Sports.
Of course.
Of course, Madam Beslow, Minister Beslow from Foreign Affairs, just working with them, talking with them, explaining to them the things that we want to do for Liberia with this tour, and just having them receive it. It was amazing. So we just want to say thank you to those guys as well for providing that opportunity. Yeah.
Yeah.
And Glendy,
Yes, go ahead.
Glendy, I'll say this. This has been it has been so far, everything has been going so well. Like Clarice said, when we went to these meetings, it was like they were waiting there just for us to connect. And they were very excited about this. They're very, very excited about it. And so we're looking forward to putting, to moving Liberia forward. This is the perfect niche right now.
Yeah.
So we want to thank them. Yes.
Yeah. So I know it's going to take a lot because there has to be a lot of preparation with everybody staying there.
Yes.
Let's talk a little bit about because there has to be housing, there has to be food, what funding? How are you how is this the whole thing
That's the $1 million question.
how is this whole thing going to be financed?
Yeah, well, it's coming through gift grants and donations. Basically, is what we're looking to. We're partnering with local companies there, concessionaires, anybody who is a friend of Liberia, local, international. We are, seeking funding. Our budget is about 116,000. We've raised maybe close to 20,000, but we are still shy. And we have to create what they call a surf village, which is going to be centered on the main portions of the beach near where the surfers will be surfing. And we're gonna probably we have several guest houses there for people to stay, but there's gonna be a lot of tents because surfers are athletes, right? They want to be in the great outdoors. They want to be able to run out in the morning straight to the ocean and jump on their surfboard. They're not looking for like they want to stay in the Taj Mahal. It's not that type of party. But then there's others though that are coming who want that comfortable setting that they're gonna be staying up there for a weekend or a few days. So we have Nana's Lodge. We have the new Buchanan Hotel up there. I think there's a new hotel maybe by the people who own Libasa that might be coming on board. Wilhelmina guest houses up there. Some other local places like the Phillips guest house. So we have different levels of housing and lodging, but we will be creating most of this stuff through tents and spaces around the main portion of the beach where the tournaments are going to be.
Yeah. And can I say something? If you are a lover of the great outdoors, if you're like our other partner, our fourth wheel, Hester Baker, who is not on the call tonight, if you're like her who loves just to be outside, this is the trip for you. You can either stay in the hotel with the other lodgers, or you can do what Hester likes to do, put up a tent and lay out on the beach and do all this cool, fun activities. And it's going to be amazing. So we also want to encourage the people of Monrovia, the people of Maserati County, the people of all the other neighboring counties, come to Robertsport. Don't let it just be the people of Robertsport. We're inviting you to come and see what Robertsport has to offer, right? Mm-hmm. So, we know it's difficult to get there. So right now we're in talks with a busing service that could bus you up there. That we're talking to them. Maybe you can make bus trips in lieu of us having an airport. We don't have a plane that can bring people, but there may be a bus service. So listen out for that. There may be a bus service that can take you straight to Robertsport, whether it be a day trip, whether it be a couple of days. It just depends on how you guys want to do it, but we're going to make a lot of things easier for people to get around, or at least to get up to Robertsport, to have a really good time and support the surfers, especially our surfers. We want to support them. Yes.
So let me just say to those of our viewers who's just joining, we have the privilege of talking to three very important Liberian women this evening. We're actually talking about surfing. Every time I say the word, it makes me feel like I know so much English. Surfing. We're talking about Liberia and surfing. And our country, Liberia, is in the top 10 destinations for surfing. In the month of May, there will be about 60 participants coming to Robertsport. What they will be in the competition. Let me just share this flyer a little bit. The Africa Tour 24 Surf to Rise. Just imagine. They pick us. God knows why they pick us, but they picked us. And we have to do what we can to show up. Yes. I want to ask, what are you doing specifically about publicity? Because you have to be able to go throughout Liberia, throughout the length and breadth of Liberians. Everybody needs to take upon this because this is big news for us. Mm-hmm. This is something that the other African countries would wish that they had the opportunity. Mm-hmm. So what are you doing publicity wise? How are you spreading the message so that other people get to know? How are you doing fundraising and other stuff?
Okay, so we have had we had the big chief himself, President Boyka did do a big press announcement for us on Sunday, and I think it's really put surfing in the mouths of Liberians. It's in the conversation. People are curious, people are engaged, and I think that's kind of what you saw that kind of drew you in as well. But along with that, we also have like a press conference that will be happening tomorrow, and Robina and Miss Hester Baker, who are on the ground, will be working that with the Minister of Information, Jeremy Pia, and we're going to have people there from Youth and Sports. And also, the Robertsport Surf Club, and people who can kind of shed light on this information. We still have to get out there and broadcast it on every radio station, on every place, social media. We have our website up, which is liberiasurf.com, which is a place that they can go to get more information on the lodging.
And I tell you, I was pretty impressed. After I followed people, it's like I don't know where I find the time from to do the things I do on Facebook and everywhere else, but I do find the time. And after I went to the website when you sent it to me, I was really impressed that it is a working website for an association in Liberia.
Oh
That's
my God.
amazing. That's kudos to you. I'm like, I want the website even get any picture on it or whatever.
Oh my God.
Right, lady?
Oh, thank you. I'm glad we impressed you. I'm
I
glad
have to
we
be
impressed
realistic,
you.
and I tell you, I'm just being honest. I was pleasantly surprised, and I'm saying that to say to people who's watching, this is authentic people. This is serious about our country, and we have to do what we can. Even if you want to donate $10, $5, 25, 150, we all have to put our hands together to be able to help this process. Because in the end, when we have a winner in the surfing competition, who shows up? It's Liberia. We are a
Yeah.
part of Liberia, so we have to do what we can to be able to help. Like I said to your president, I'm available. I don't have all the time in the world, but whenever you feel a need to come on or do a quick something, or maybe let's see how we can maybe do a call, do a show where we ask people to make donations. We want this thing to be successful. I have a cliche that I always say: what men can do, women what men does, women can do better. I say that all the time. Prejudiciously, I say that, and I'm hoping that this really, really works. So, is there anything else you want us to talk about? We have the website. We will continue to share. We'll continue to promote it. What else would you like us to talk about?
So, Wendy, I did share in WhatsApp the GoFundMe link. If you want to post that up there on your website for us, I think that would be a great place that people can start. Like you said, $10, $25. If people have companies that they want to partner with us, we have a whole partnership program that people can come share their businesses, be a part of building tourism, surfing as a culture in Liberia, being a part of economic development for robber sports. Most of our counties, if you're not in Monrovia, like a lot of people say, oh, Monrovia is not Liberia. We have so many other beautiful places, and robber sports is just one of these that has been endowed with these incredible waves, lake peace, and all of those things. So it's just the right package. But yet that place, doesn't get as many visitors and stuff, but you will be building the foundation for strong economic development there, surfing, surf tourism, ecotourism, all of those things. And I think it's time that we start enjoying our waters. I've been to like Nigeria and Jamaica and all these different places. And I mean, they're on their water scooters, they're on their boats. We need to do more of those things and really, really enjoy what Liberia has to offer, because we are so beautifully endowed with water everywhere. And so,
And just to add to that, go ahead. In Robertsport, so one of the activities that we're looking at doing is deep sea fishing or that kind of thing. But there's a fisherman's village there that people don't know about. When I visited last a couple of years ago, we went to that village. You could get on the boat. They take you across the water. You could fish. You can do so many things. So, again, I'm pushing for people, come from Monrovia, take the weekend, take a couple of days off, come to Robertsport, enjoy yourself, be one with nature, connect with the people, give back to Robertsport, just be a part of something great, be a part of history in the making, 60 athletes. Oh, wow. In Robertsport, that's amazing. 12 different countries. That's something that we need to write home about. That's something we talk about. That's something we celebrate, right? Yes. So come and celebrate with us what Liberia has to offer.
Amazing.
And Glennie, what I'm here to do is to nail it home. Like I've always told everyone, we need to do this together.
Yes.
The hardest thing is starting. And instead of shooting it down, let's try it. And so together, the way I see it, if we do this, this will be opening up many other doors on our coastline for us to be able to create jobs for people, for there to be opportunity for tourism that could actually start something in the private sector that's bigger than all of us on this platform. So sometimes right now we're going to need the funding, but
Yeah.
sometimes can't put money to what this is going to do after. And so Liberians, we need to come together, and this is the time to make this happen. This is not for me. This is not for Clarice. This is not for Naquetta. This is not for Glendy. This is for all of us.
Yes.
It's
Yes.
our
So
legacy. It's
Yes.
the legacy we leave for our
And,
children.
and 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 one of the things we
It
can
is.
even take pride in is the fact that everyone is busy, everyone has a lot to do, but the tremendous sacrifice from a government official here who is dedicating her time to her home base says
Yes.
a lot about the
Mhm.
sacrifices that you all are making. So whatever we can do in our little way, we have to be able to support this initiative because it promotes our children. It
Yes.
promotes
Yeah.
our community. It puts Liberia in a different light of
Mhm.
examination, and I think this is something good. So we will do whatever numbers we have that we need to share. We will share them. We will talk about seeing. But I can tell you, Representative Race, if you made a post, you're no small potatoes. You
Yes.
made a post asking for Telva to get in contact with you
Okay.
because you
Yeah.
I like to be organic.
Yes.
You are an organic post. Is there anyone on here who knows how to connect me? You know, when they see you, you're not a small woman. We know who you are.
Mhm.
Someone is gonna connect you tonight with Telfa, but I'll also share the coach's number that
Okay.
I have with the track and field team and see if he will be able to make the connection. But do a post tonight. Go with faith.
Okay. Okay.
Go with faith, and I'm sure
Right.
he can do whatever he wants to do. And what we can do is imagine if he's gonna do that for the surfing team or whatever else
Wow.
he does it for, we'll buy more Telfa bags.
That's
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That's right. Right. That's what we're here for.
We'll
That's
buy more
it.
Telfa bags, but I think it would be a good thing to reach
Yeah.
out to him. And I think Zoga Wilson also should be someone who has connection with him.
Okay.
So I'm just saying it out there. This is something about Liberia. We need to be able to get the
Yeah.
assistance that we need
Yeah.
to do
Yeah.
that. Yes.
Yes.
Mhm.
So
Everyone needs to pull their weight.
yes,
Yeah.
That's what it
we
is
need
right
to.
now.
And even
Yeah.
if it doesn't work that way, and if you just want some form of uniformity or maybe a T-shirt that all of them can wear or something, let me know. I have someone in North Carolina that we can see whether he can be able to make some T-shirts where we have surfing thing and your emblem on it, and then
Okay.
we can start from somewhere. But we
Absolutely.
want to be able to support this initiative in my little meager way. I am wild by this. I'm spotless, but I am so wild. I want to thank you all so very much. And like I said, please don't take my little offer whenever you need to come on or to give it some publicity. You never know. There may be a few more persons that's going to listen to the next one than listen now, but we will do the publicity that we can from our end. So let's go to the Miami into Manhattan first, and then we'll go to Dr. Kula, and then Representative Riggs will close us.
Well, please. Okay. Thank you, ladies. I mean, this is. I don't know, but this is good. This is good stuff, and it has been nothing but an honor to could get up in the morning and go after this. And if you all know me and know the kind of person that I am, I'm very driven. And when I put my mind to something, especially when it comes to Liberia, I will do all that I can. And I wish that all Liberians that are here now with me, that we huddle around each other and we make this happen. I want to also, reach out and thank the crew that's on the ground. There are a lot of people who's working behind the scene as well to make sure that this happens. And they're not on here, but hey, y'all know what we're gonna do. So thank you, ladies, for reaching out to me.
Mhm.
I glad that you have that faith in me. on the ground to be part of this unique team, and to actually, this will be history.
Yes.
And when they look at it, you know, um, this is something that will impact a lot of people. And like I said, my end goal in this is to actually, I'll be happy when people have jobs and people are surfing, and they're taking care of their families because of what we've done,
That's right.
and we're doing today. So
Yeah,
Glennie, thank you for the opportunity.
you're welcome. Thank you. Dr. Kula?
Oh yes, piggyback off of what Ms. Rabina just said here, the opportunity to create something like this, even with this whole surfing village, we leave that behind with them. It now becomes a surfing town that people want to come there to surf. There are a lot of international people that come to Robertsport just for our surfing waters. We don't do it, but this is our opportunity to, reach back and say, okay, we're going to help Robertsport. We're going to help this one kid. We're going to help that one kid. We're going to help this one. And before long, you're helping so many other families, just like Ms. Rabina just said. But for me, this has been a great ride, and we thank Rabina for joining us, because we were like, who is going to help us on the ground? How are we going to do this? We're
Amazing.
here in America, blah, blah, blah. And then
Yeah.
things just started to fall in place. And I took a little something with the UN that made me have to go to Liberia. So it just worked out perfectly. And Hester was in Doha. We were like, what are we going to do? Of course, there was Rabina. So Rabina, thank you again for joining us.
Yes.
And then Naquetta Rex, who is 2 hours behind my time, basically 6 hours behind Liberian time, who stays up all night. Girl, I appreciate you.
I'm telling you, it is no joke. Every
Yes.
time I go to, like this
Awesome.
morning, I wanted to text something and I saw that you're online.
Oh,
I said,
yes.
oh God.
Yes.
Can you imagine if she and I were to partner to do something? We just
Oh,
But
doesn't
here's the
sleep.
joke. Here's the joke. Hester and Naquetta always say, Dr. Kula, do you ever sleep? I said, look who's talking. Y'all don't sleep either.
Oh my
Because
God.
every time I'm up, I see they're up. So it's been wonderful just, doing what we're doing and knowing what the end result is going to be. So for us, somebody wrote a post saying something about gain and money, all of this. We're not doing this for money. We're
Yeah.
putting our money and our time in. We're doing this for love of country. Join us and do this for love
please,
of country. I'm
please,
telling
please
you.
ignore that. Ignore
I know.
that.
There's no great, I know, right? There's no greater feeling than what we feel right now. This
Yes.
excitement,
Yeah.
no
Yes.
money can
Yes.
do this. No money can make us this excited. Because I'm not gonna lie, all of us here, we have a little bit of money, right? But it doesn't give us happiness. This satisfaction that we're feeling right now. This is strictly love of country. This is God blessing us to be a blessing to Liberia. So
Yes.
please join us.
Amen.
This is
Yes.
history. All right,
Yes.
Representative, up to you.
Yeah, and amen to everything that has been already said by, Miss Rabina. We are so, again, very thankful to her for jumping in. I want to do a shout out to Asata, my little cousin, who's my assistant, who's running all over Morovia on motorbikes and all over the
That's right.
place
Yeah.
for me, just to get
Mhm.
things done. So I appreciate you as well. And then all of the ministers, the government officials, and all the people that we've been connecting with, because people like see the vision, right? They say write the vision and people will run with it. And people are catching that vision and running with it. So we can't do it. It is a collective thing. This is a pride, not just for us, because I don't live in Robertsport. I mean, I might go there a few times a year, but for the people that are there, it's going to really impact the lives of people there, economic development, jobs, that sort of thing. But then it also brings pride back to Liberia, where we can have something that's uniquely ours. There's surfing, in Hawaii, there's surfing, in California, there's surfing in Europe, but surfing in Robertsport, that's us, that's our thing. And so we can make it into what we want. I love hearing, the excitement in the voices of, Dr. Kula and from Rabina, and then even you, Glendy, you're like, oh my God, so that's exactly how it should be. This is something that's infectious, is something that we can be totally thrilled because, it's fun, it's competition for our young people. We keep hearing about the drug infestation that's happening right now, but these are kids that are doing something positive. It's a sport, it's an outdoor activity. We get to enjoy our waters, the things that God has given to us naturally. And, and then we just do something, like I said, that's going to be amazing for Liberia, for Liberians. And we bring the world to come and see it and participate with us. So please join us. Yes.
Let me ask you, how many Liberian athletes will be participating?
There's at least 10 spots, but
10.
yeah. And then we got all these surfers up there, surfers from Harper,
Okay.
surfers from Morovia, from Grand Bassa, from Robertsport that will be competing, but there's going to be 10 coveted spots along with, so for the total of and 50 other athletes that will compete.
So
Out of
10 there's going to be a possibility of 10 from Liberia.
There
Yes,
are 10
10 spots,
spots
there are 10
for
spots, yeah.
Liberians. Yeah. 4
Okay.
women, 4 female, and 6
Six
male.
men.
And
Yeah.
how much is, I asked you the other morning, how much is one board?
Or a surfboard.
It
Gosh.
depends. I don't know
Yeah,
what it is in
it
Liberia.
depends on the type of board, but
Yeah.
I think you could do
So
something.
can
Yeah.
if
We'll
Rabina,
send you
if
some
you can
numbers.
find that out,
Okay.
or how much a surfboard is, then I can take on an initiative to ask people to please purchase it for our athletes and see if we
Okay.
can raise funding for that.
Yes.
So that was why I asked that question. I wanted us to be able to, we may not be able to, I wanted us to be able to do something tonight.
Yes.
From here. So we
Okay.
have 10 athletes, or even if it's 20, we can say if you let us know the cost
Yes.
of the surfboard,
Yes.
20 or whatever, we can see how we can raise funding.
Mhm.
That initiative, there's I don't want to say like I can harass people already. People listen like, oh, Glenda coming. But we want to be able, we want to be able to raise. I want to commit to helping to getting the surfboards once I know the cost.
Well, I would say, like, I mean, like on Amazon is usually like $89, $90 to 100. So,
Yeah.
Give or take, I mean, the time is short for us to buy here and ship it. So we'll probably have to buy it there or maybe in Ghana and bring it over. But I know
but
here in the States, it's usually like 89, $90 to
Yeah, I mean,
$100.
or you can get things that up to close to 1,000, or you can get stuff in
Yes.
the $500
Yeah,
range.
we can
Right.
So there's
say
a whole
It's
range.
a range. Yeah.
we can just like talk about it some more, do something
Yeah.
to see if we know what it's going to cost. Then we can ask people to please make a donation towards it. Whatever we raise, let's make sure there is a Liberian number or a Zelle number to be able to take on this initiative so people can send whatever they are. But we want to be able to assist in this process. We think this is big for Liberia. We're done here, but if you just join us, we will be sharing some more. Our country, Liberia, is in the top 10 destinations for surfing. I love the word already.
Surfing.
Surfing, and we have these beautiful Liberian women who are working. Representative Naquetta Wicks has been the president for the Surfing Association. Who knew? And it's going to be in rubber sports. Dr. Kula is also one of those, and also Rabina, and who's the fourth?
Hester Baker.
And Hester Baker is the fourth person. They're going to be leading this initiative. They're the faces that you're going to see in front of it. Look, folks, we're Liberians. We always talk about what is bad about our country, but we must also be involved in what's good about Liberia and how can we help to promote our Liberian image. To all of you joining us this evening, I want to say thank you for watching. To our guests, thank you. We're here. Once you have that number, let me know. The competition is from May 23rd to the 28th. It's going to be in Liberia.
Yeah.
It starts here.
It starts here. It starts the stopping in our country. No matter what people say.
Yeah.
We'll make history in 2024.
That's right.
So we want to say thank you. Thank you all for watching. Thank you, ladies, for being here.
Yeah.
Let me know whenever you need me. Once you get the information, share it, and I'll run with that to see even if it's $10 we raise, it's $10 more than what you were going to get before. So it's going to be important. Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you all so much.
All right.
Thank you, Glendy. We appreciate you so much.
You're welcome. Thank you.
All right.
Good night.
Good night.
Right.
So there you have it, folks. We've been talking to officers from the Liberia Surfing Association. In May 23rd to the 28th, there will be a competition starting in Liberia with over 60 athletes who will be going to our country, and they will be participating in a competition. We want to be able to help in this process. We want to be able to make a donation from us as Liberians here in the diaspora. Once I get the information on what we can do to assist, I will definitely share this information so that we can help. I want to thank you all for watching. Please follow my page. We will continue to share this initiative. We'll continue to look out for funding. Thank you all so very much. Thank you to Representative Ricks, who continues to do a lot for Liberia. Even though she serves in another capacity, she has not forgotten her country. She continues to provide assistance and continue to be a part. Thanks to Robina and Dr. Kula and Hester. We wish us Liberians all the very best. Thank you all for watching. Have a pleasant night.